This as quick as I can. I know the weather is supposed to get much worse in a little less than an hour, so I'll do my best to be quick. But it's, to me, of course, a huge message here. First of all, there's the Gospel of Matthew, there's the Beatitudes, where Jesus says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they who hunger and thirst for righteousness. They'll have their fill." Luke does something different. He even uses a different word in Greek, if this interests you at all. What does Matthew use? Eudaimonia. That's the Greek word he uses, and we translate it blessed. In Luke, Jesus uses the word makarios, which we translate as blessed. I won't get into eudaimonia because then I'll never shut up. But makarios, the word Jesus uses, it's kind of the same way we use the word blessed. Namely, someone will say, well, if you're from Montrose, that's a nice truck. And the response is, "Oh, I'm so blessed." Yeah? Right? You ever, somebody point out something good in your life and you're like, I'm a blessed person. I feel that way about being some of you, your priest. No, I feel that way about being your priest. I feel like a blessed person. And that's the word Jesus is using in Luke. And when we then look at his woes, right, and there's two kinds of woes, W-H-O-A, holy cow, I had to think, right? That's what you say to a horse. That's the German word literally for stop. Yeah, whoa, stop. Jesus is using W-O-E in English, which is a great translation of the Greek, and it literally means this: careful now, right? Careful. And so what is it that makes some people blessed? And some people, you say, careful now. And it's kind of simple when you tie it in with our second reading, where St. Paul makes a great point. If everything about our existence is life on earth, then our faith is a dumb one. Our faith makes no sense at all. If this time, the years that we live on earth this way, are the most important things, Christianity is not for you. That at core, what you and I want to always, always, always have in our mind is that the shortest stretch of our existence is the one we're currently in. That when this ends, we will be judged. And at that judgment, the results are eternal. So maybe we shouldn't treat this one as everything. I've used this image before. I took it from Dr. Peter Krupp, who talked about, think about a baby in the womb. And how if that baby could talk to you like an adult and think like an adult, it would wonder, why is all my energy going into these sticks that come out of my torso? I don't use them at all. And you're like, well, those are arms. You're going to need them in the next world. Yeah? Why is my body using all this energy for these things in my head? It's dark in here. I don't need, well, in the next world, you're going to need to see. And on and on and on. That for us, we can recognize our existence here as another womb that's preparing us for the eternal thing. And in the same way that a baby, again, who was 20 or a college student, would not hedge everything on those 9 months, you and I are not to hedge everything here. And Jesus breaks down how you and I then are the thing that makes it blessed, or the sort of people he has to go careful to, namely this: that after Jesus' resurrection from the dead, the Christians got together. They got into groups. And they decided, if what Jesus says is true, if what we're told about Jesus is true, then everything here is to get me ready from there. Therefore, if you're poor, we'll take care of you. We'll help. If you are hungry, hey, we'll feed you. The blessedness for those people is a recognition that, yeah, you're poor, you're hungry, you're weeping, we'll comfort you. We'll take care of you. We will help. You matter. And as a side note, if you're a history person, you want to read the book by Tom Holland, not Spider-Man, the historian, a phenomenal historian who's not even Christian, who says that this concept we're talking about is how Christianity created and saved Western civilization. Because for the first time in history, this remarkable idea was posited. Are you ready? It's a crazy one. You matter. You have value. And I will sacrifice for you. What makes someone who's poor blessed is the recognition, get this, that we exist and will help. What makes someone who's weeping blessed is the recognition there's a whole ton of people out there who are ready to comfort you. When you're excluded and insulted, there's people who will believe the best and who will fight for you. It's a powerful thing, guys, and it's a challenge we should be taking. We should be different than everyone around us. Now, how are we going to meet all these needs? Well, this is the woe. Yeah? Whoa, hey, if you're rich, careful now. A, you might not be that way tomorrow. B, you don't have needs right now. And that does not condition you well for Christianity. Christianity is a religion based on need. And if you don't have physical needs, it's going to be harder to understand spiritual needs. So, what do we do then? We respond by sacrificing. He's not saying, whoa, you're doomed. He's saying, hey, be conscious of this. There's hungry people and you've got extra. Yeah. What about those who are filled now? You will be hungry. Again, same idea. You're not worried about, I'm not worried about food, trust me. Yeah. Someone just gave me a whole ton of ribs before Mass. He got 5 more Jesus points. A, you might be hungry someday. B, there's people who are very hungry. Careful. What are you doing with your extra? Over and over, Jesus is challenging us in this gospel to remember that we are heaven-minded people. And as a result of that, we'll sacrifice. And it won't be a big deal. That's just Tuesday for us. If you come to us with need, we will do our best to meet it. If you come to us broken, excluded, thrown away, we'll hug you and we'll remind you how valuable you are. Now you might think, well, I just go here because it's close. And that's a great first step. But Jesus wants our worship of him together to form us into one coherent body. That whatever we disagree on, here's what we agree on. Oh, you have need? I have extra. You are alone? I can hug you. Jesus is calling us to worship him. That's why this church exists. But that worship needs to change us. We need to hear Jesus say, careful now, careful now. And we need to remember when we're the ones who are hungry or tired, when we're the ones who are excluded or damaged or thrown out by society, we need to remember, no, you're blessed because there's people right here who love you. So God help you people, that's the short version, yeah? And I hope it's clear. It's a lot to break down, but our gospel and our second reading are a challenge to us to be the answer to people's prayers. And when we need an answer to our prayers, to seek each other out and say, I'm alone, please help me. I'm in need, please help me. Jesus created you on purpose. He created you to give him great glory, and he created you to be an answer to people's prayers. Amen? Okay. Please rise.